The Mandalorian arrived on Trask in Chapter 11, greeted by a hugely familiar face from the Star Wars universe and other hugely important details. The Mandalorian here, and Chapter 11 of Mando's saga on Disney Plus titled The Heiress has dropped, and with it, some brand new characters and exciting developments. It's a very good episode. If you haven't watched it, spoilers follow as we cover all of the Easter eggs, recap what happened, and the huge ties to other Star Wars properties, plus the awesome tease of what's coming. Mando's journey to Trask to deliver Frog Lady and her eggs ends in a crash landing, and I'm beginning to question Mando's dad skills. Even Star-Lord knew to tell his little tree boy to buckle up once upon a time.
Groot, put your seatbelt on!
They crash land because the Razor Crest is damaged after last week's 8-legged freaks encounter, and a bunch of Mon Calamari aliens are at the dock, looking familiar because of the famous "It's a trap" line by Admiral Akbar.
It's a trap!
This does make sense. Maybe it is an Easter egg in itself because Mando is about to find himself in a trap. It is cool to see that AT-ATs can be used for more than just being tripped up in battle, as Trask puts them to work pulling ships out of the water, and oh my goodness, the adorable reunion between Frog Lady and Frogman, and they are ready to plant some seeds in those eggs, if you know what I mean. Terrifyingly, Baby Yoda's genocidal lust of eating all them little unborn babies continues. Mando ends up on a ship with a bunch of Davy Jones's cousins, properly called Quarren in Star Wars lore, but really most famous for terrorizing Jack Sparrow. They live up to Davy's villainous legacy, tossing Baby Yoda to a Mammacore underwater and trying to take all of Mando's Beskar, only for Clan Kryze to show up and save the day. The thing is, these Bud Light commercial-looking Mandalorians take their helmets off, implying they don't follow the same creed as our Mando. Bo-Katan introduces herself, awesome, explaining that our Mando follows the ancient ways and they're essentially the New Age Mandalorians who are the product of a very complicated story. If Bo-Katan sounds familiar, that's because she was an awesome character in Clone Wars and Rebels and is brought straight out of those animated shows to live-action life here in The Mandalorian. She's a character who was once the leader of the Mandalorians, making an effort to galvanize her followers to take pride in their skills as warriors. Bo-Katan previously led a group called Death Watch, who essentially wanted to remain violent, and she has had encounters with characters you know, like Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, aligning herself with the latter for a little too long at one point, but ultimately standing against Maul and the Empire. In the end, she's after the Darksaber because it is a symbolic figure of power and strength for Mandalorians, and she is all about power and strength and wants to gain that back for Mandalore from what's left of the Empire. The trio we see in The Mandalorian is the Night Owls, which includes a couple of new characters to the Star Wars world, including one played by WWE superstar Sasha Banks, who is called Koska Reeves on the show, along with Simon Kassianitis' Axe Woves. Shout out to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. alum getting some big new work. Standing at the front of the Night Owls, Bo-Katan reveals to Mando and us that he is a child of the Watch, which means the Death Watch took him in and showed him their way. The Death Watch is a different faction of the Mandalorians from the Night Owls, but they have a similar goal of restoring Mandalorians as warriors instead of pacifists. Pacifism was an idea for the Mandalorians by Bo-Katan's sister Satine, and Satine ended up dead. Together with our Mando, this high-flying squad, by definition of Fortnite numbers, takes down a ship which is going to deliver weapons to Moff Gideon's evil faction, which wants to keep the Empire's legacy alive. They do crack a joke about stormtroopers being unable to hit the side of a bantha, referencing the comically bad aim of those galactic soldiers, while also talking about those adorable woolly mammoth-looking beasts that nobody should shoot at in the first place, but we did see one get eaten by a crate dragon just a couple of weeks ago. Ultimately, the smoke monster from Lost is ordered by Moff Gideon to sink the ship so the Mandalorians don't get anything from it, but fails and kills himself before giving up the Darksaber's location. Mando isn't down to go with Bo-Katan to hunt for the Darksaber because he's on a mission to deliver the child to the Jedi, so finally we hear it, Bo-Katan says it, she really said it.
There you'll find Ahsoka Tano. Tell her you were sent by Bo-Katan.
We knew Ahsoka Tano was coming to The Mandalorian with Rosario Dawson playing the part, but now it's finally real, and hopefully it's happening next week. Ahsoka Tano in live action. Let's hear it one more time.
There you'll find Ahsoka Tano. Tell her you were sent by Bo-Katan.
This character is fantastic, a Padawan trained by Anakin, and just one that evolved into such an awesome character who has held her own even against characters like Darth Vader in duels. Turns out Mando's money wasn't worth much to the Mon Calamari mechanic who was fixing his ship, because this Razor Crest is as jerry-rigged as you can possibly get it and still take off. Fasten seatbelt sign is on, no moving about the cabin, turbulence ahead. Mando and the child are off to find Ahsoka Tano on the forest planet of Corvus, which is a planet that had not been previously mentioned in Star Wars lore. Brand new stuff, we love to see it. Speaking of things we love to see, the episode ends with a whole bunch of Baby Yodas on our screen as seen from the perspective of a multi-eyed, terrifying-looking space spider starfish thing, and while it wanted to eat our boy, it ends up in Baby Yoda's belly. Better seeing him eat that thing than trying to kill the little baby lizard frog that Frog Lady and Frog Daddy hatched. We love a happy ending. What Easter eggs and references did you catch in The Mandalorian? Share yours or your review in the comments section, or send them my way on Instagram at BrandonDavisBeatty. And if you're watching Comicbook.com on YouTube, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. For more updates, head over to Comicbook.com/Star Wars. I'm BD. I'll see you there.